CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. A group of healthcare workers in Alberta has voted overwhelmingly to strike. Members of the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees announced this morning they voted 98% in favor of a strike. The AUPE represents licensed practical nurses and healthcare aides across the province. The head of the union says members are well aware the UCP government used the notwithstanding clause to end the teacher strike.
It always weighs on everybody's mind when a government decides to violate the charter rights of any working Albertan. So we're keeping a very close eye on any of that government interference and our right to strike. But we're confident that we're prepared to take action in the eventuality that anything like that happens.
Finance Minister Nate Horner says the union is demanding LPNs be paid almost the same as registered nurses. He's calling on the union to return to the bargaining table with a reasonable and fair offer. Rural emergency rooms continue to struggle with staffing shortages. The Fort Macleod Emergency Department is once again closed because of an unexpected staffing shortage. It will reopen at 8 a.m. on Thursday. This is the 7th temporary closure at the Fort Macleod Health Centre since September. Teams of police officers and social support agencies swept through the downtown this morning to help improve safety. City statistics show violence in the core has reached a 6-year high, driven by targeted assaults and street robberies. Public disorder calls in the downtown are up 19% compared to the rest of the city, which is down 9%. Despite a similar blitz earlier this year, the city says the perception and reality of crime has not improved.
This is about reclaiming our public spaces for their intended purpose and connecting people with appropriate resources. It's about ensuring that downtown Calgary is a place where everyone can live, work, and play.
Transit safety officers worked on fare evasion, social disorder, and outstanding warrants. The aim was twofold: help people in need and enforce laws related to drugs and violence. Illness has once again delayed the trial for Richard Mantha. The 61-year-old has pleaded not guilty to 20 charges connected to kidnapping, drugging, and sexually assaulting women in Calgary's sex trade. Closing arguments were supposed to start today but have been delayed. Mantha is in a COVID-19 isolation unit at the Remand Centre and may have had another stroke. A new date for arguments will be set next week. Calgary police are still looking for the driver of a vehicle that hit 2 pedestrians and took off. It happened just before 4 Tuesday afternoon at the intersection of James McKevitt Road and Shannon Avenue in the southwest. Both pedestrians were rushed to hospital in non-life-threatening condition. So far, a vehicle description has not been released. The RCMP Major Crimes Unit in BC is investigating after someone was hit and killed by a vehicle. Mounties released a photo of a truck they say hit a pedestrian outside an A&W in Sparwood on Sunday. A man was killed, and investigators now want to hear from anyone who saw the truck and the driver in the area before the incident. Bike Calgary is inviting its members and cycling enthusiasts to shape the future of Calgary's cycling network at its annual AGM tonight. Bike Calgary says one of the biggest issues with the current network is there are many missing links. It says the city needs to be forward-thinking when it comes to active transportation, especially when starting on major construction or refurbishment projects. Bike Calgary would like to take the newly elected city councillors on a cycling tour to show them the benefits and problems with our pathway system.
The most frustrating thing for me right now is, when we do build cycling infrastructure in the city, it's not particularly good cycling infrastructure. The fact that, the minister a few months ago was, pointing to things in Edmonton that he didn't like because they were too friendly to cyclists or whatever. We don't even have anything that good.
The meeting starts at 7 p.m. at the Sonalta Community Hub. You can also join in the discussion online. 2 Calgary dancers are heading to Italy to represent Canada at the World Championships of Acro Dance. One a 2-time world champion, the other competing for the first time. 21-year-old Alex Lang is a two-time world champion in acro dance. It's a dance style combining strength, flexibility, tumbling, and artistic movement with traditional dance and choreography. The Milan competition is run by the International Dance Organization. Lang calls the competition nerve-wracking, but important for those hoping to make a career in the dance world.
It's the Dance World Championships. They usually hold competitions all over Europe and North America, and it's basically the Olympics of dance, so it's super important for us dancers out here.
16-year-old Serafina Kaloran will make her debut. Her goal is to one day perform with Cirque du Soleil. The two Calgary dancers begin competing November 17th. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.